morning Year 4 and welcome to Thursday's literacy. Okay, let's have a look at what we're going to be writing about today. So, can I write a well-balanced argument? So your argument is going to be about whether animals should be kept in zoos or not. So we've been working up towards this all week. Now, thinking about your success criteria, we want to see some contrasting conjunctions. So I want to see, however, on the other hand, or some might say, just so you can see both views with the good points and the bad points. Rhetorical questions. So I want you to draw that reader in. So thinking about the world's worst holiday. Or it could be, do you really want to see animals being kept behind bars? Shouldn't tigers be free to roam the wild? It depends which argument you are going for, whether it's for or against. But either way, I still want to see both sides because I want a well-balanced argument. And then finally, your summary, which is your conclusion, what you think. So you've had a look at both sides of the story, but I've decided this. Your success criteria, please include as many as possible. So not just one contrasting conjunction or one side of the story is just fitted in a little bit. I want to see a well-balanced argument. You've got a word bank here, so you've got your contrasting conjunctions. We've got but, so, yet, nor, although, however. And I have just put a little tip here. Make your argument better by including facts to support your statement. So I did mention this towards the start of the week, but I just want to remind you that if you are saying that it's not fair for monkeys to be behind bars, tell me why. Why? How do you know that? Well, it is proven that they are shown to suffer from boredom. Okay? Use your facts. Now, you have got your brief history of zoos, which I did for you. So you've got arguments for and arguments against. So we've got this one here. So you've got all of your arguments for, all of your arguments against, and you can do your own research on there as well, but those are just some facts that you can use. Okay, so you're going to be thinking, are you for or are you against? Now, coming on to your different levels, you've got your 1 star, I want to see contrasting conjunctions. So you've got a word bank on there on the 1 star to help you. 2 star, I want the same again, but with a closing statement. So rounding up, in conclusion, I think that, and you're going to tell me what is your thoughts on it. And then your 3 and your 4 star, I want you to be using contrasting conjunctions. I want a summary as well of your main points. So even though you've mentioned them further above, you're going to come back at the end and say, as discussed, I have mentioned that tigers won't be able to be running free. I've also mentioned, and then give me another statement that you've done. But for your 3 and your 4 star, I really want you to draw the reader in. Think of an effective rhetorical question. Would you like to be behind bars? Or would you like to see exotic animals round the corner? So think about your well-balanced argument. I'm going to just do an example on the visualiser, and then I'm going to set you off so you can start doing your well-balanced argument. Okay, so I have put some lines on the whiteboard just so you can see what I would expect from your handwriting still. So I've got my board here, and I've also got my brief history of zoos from the start of the week, which I'm going to use. And then I'm also going to use my writing frame, which is here. Now I've put the 1 and the 2 star on just to show you that there are a word bank of ideas, just them contrasting conjunctions that I want to see. I have put a picture in there, but it doesn't have to be of tigers if you don't want it to be. It was just an idea so that you can see one animal there. That picture's quite effective if you were arguing against zoos, so it's showing a tiger who seems to be crouching down, doesn't seem to be quite happy, is behind the bars, as opposed to the second picture that I've put on, where the tiger looks quite relaxed. It's very colourful and bright. It's showing some greenery in there. Now this could have been taken in a zoo, you don't know, but it's using different images to cause effect. So I'm going to start with, let's start with others may say. So I'm going to think of a contrasting sentence. So let's have a look. Others may, think about my descender with my Y, others may say that tigers, well, this is just going off research that I've had a look at, that tigers, let's move it so you can see, others may say that tigers should be free to run in the wild, because that's where they are. Okay, you can see that my ascenders are a lot higher. Run in the wild. Now I'm going to put a comma because now I'm going to show a different point of view. So then I'm going to look back at my word bank. So I've got, on the other hand, some people, whoever it is, would argue, and I've got however. So I'm going to put however. Now I don't need a capital because I haven't finished my sentence yet. So however, tigers are vulnerable to, now I know from the pack that I've had a look at that poachers are people that will go and illegally hunt tigers, so they are vulnerable to poachers. So I'm going to put that here. So my sentence, if I try and squeeze that on, others may say that tigers should be free to run in the wild. However, which is my contrasting conjunction, however, tigers are vulnerable to poachers. Okay, so you could go further on with that, but I've actually filled up all of my whiteboard now. But have I used a contrasting conjunction? Yes, I have. I have used it and I've separated it correctly with the comma and ended it with my full stop after poachers. Now, I have included facts because tigers are vulnerable to poachers, so it's how you want to use it. Do you agree with zoos or do you not? Now, the only difference with your 1 and 2 star and your 3 and 4 star is that you've got space for a rhetorical question at the top. You have still got the same pictures, but if you want to use a different exotic animal, you can. And then you haven't got the word bank, so maybe think of your own ambitious vocabulary as well. But please feel free to use that, and don't forget that you have got a brief history of zoos which you can keep referring back to, which also has lots of facts in there as well. Okay, good luck with your rides, and we'll see you tomorrow.